And in terms of Rangers, they've signed a shirt sponsor deal for next season, which is believed to be almost double their existing deal. So it's believed to maybe reach about £3 million for next year. It's still not obviously as much as some clubs you find across the border, but I believe for Rangers it is quite a significant deal. Is it important for clubs like Rangers to keep increasing their commercial revenue to get up to the levels of Celtic, for example?
The problem is the one we just discussed, which is that the difference between, you could be fantastic on the commercial side and still only generate a total of, let's say, 20 million quid. And that includes all your retail stuff as well. That's traditionally what Rangers have done, about 20 million for all of sponsorship, all of retail, and all of other revenue like pre-season stuff. So total 20 million quid. Well, contrast that to getting into the Champions League group stages, and it's half, less than half. So really, for Rangers, it's all damage limitation versus not being in the Champions League. They've got to, if they can, get into the Champions League or at least the Europa in a meaningful way. And Europa, you're really only going to make money if you get to the very latter stages. That compares to the Champions League. It just having the group stages is just not going to generate anywhere near what the Champions League generates. So that's their challenge, really, is can they, on their cost base, create a team that can qualify for the group stage of the Champions League, and kind of everything else is damage limitation. Obviously, it's good news. It's better to double your commercial deal than not. But the best that they can do, more or less, is sort of 20-25 million quid on the whole of the commercial side. And so that they've got to concentrate on trying somehow to get into the money from the European side of things.
And then it's emerged over the past few days that their chairman, John Bennett, has stood down on health grounds, and the club is still without a CEO after James Bisgrove left a few months ago. Is it difficult for a club the size of Rangers to operate under those circumstances when at the top of the club it's not quite functioning that too well?
Yeah, well, they must have. I mean, there must be an interim exec team that knows what they're doing. Otherwise, it's impossible. I mean, this is talking about. It's not. These businesses are not the biggest businesses in the world from a revenue perspective, but they are from a public focus, scrutiny, complexity, loads of different people, with their own views about how things, like we're doing now, on their own views about how things should be operated. So, they need a stable management team. It is difficult, and they are under pressure at the moment because, especially when Celtic get such a great result in the Champions League, that's going to put a lot of focus on the management team at Rangers. It's unavoidable. So, it's been a tricky start to the season for them, really. Losing the first Old Firm, Celtic succeeding in the Champions League in a big way midweek, and being in that group stage. So just the fixtures coming out. They've got some big games there, so it's a difficult start for Rangers.